If this is you, you've been staring at your phone, scrolling through old photos, wondering how someone who once swore she'd never leave could disappear like you never existed. Maybe you keep telling yourself you're fine, but then a memory hits, her laugh, her voice, the way she looked at you when she still cared, and suddenly it's like all the progress you made comes crashing down in seconds. Maybe this feels familiar. You try to move on, but every night when the world goes quiet, she's still there. Not in your life, but in your head. And it eats at you, doesn't it? That she seems perfectly okay while you're fighting to just feel normal again. You keep thinking, how can she move on so easily? Doesn't she miss me at all? You start doubting yourself. Maybe you weren't enough. Maybe she's already found someone better. But deep down, there's a small part of you that still hopes. Hopes that one day she'll realize what she lost. You imagine her scrolling through your profile, seeing you change, seeing you pull away, and that's when it starts to hurt her the way it once hurt you. Because time doesn't heal everyone, it exposes the truth. So what happens when she finally wakes up to that truth? When she realizes the silence she thought she wanted is the very thing that breaks her? Most men get this wrong because they panic when she leaves. They chase, they text, they beg, thinking that if they can just remind her of what they had, she'll come back. But that reaction comes from fear, not strength. The truth is, when you act from desperation, you confirm everything she already suspects, that she was your entire sense of worth. And that kills attraction faster than anything. A man grounded in calm authority understands something deeper. Time is his ally, not his enemy. When she walks away, he doesn't chase. He lets her go. Because he knows that emotional distance is what reveals value. The longer she goes without your energy, the more she starts to feel the void she thought she wanted. That's how time breaks her, not because you're playing games, but because she finally sees who really had the power all along. One of the core masculine principles most men forget is detachment. Not coldness, but clarity, the ability to remain centered no matter who stays or leaves. The second is self-validation. Understanding that your worth isn't determined by whether someone chooses you. It's determined by the man you choose to become. When you stop chasing, you force life, and her, to reveal the truth. And in time, she'll realize what she lost wasn't just a man, it was peace, stability, and strength. Things she can't find in anyone else. It's late, the kind of silence that hums through the walls. You're lying there staring at the ceiling, phone face down beside you. Not because you don't want to check it, but because you've already checked it 100 times. Nothing. No message. No sign she's thinking about you. You remember the last time she walked out. Her perfume lingering in the doorway. Her voice calm but cold. She said she needed space, that she needed to find herself. You didn't argue. You just watched her go, heart pounding, hands trembling, pretending to be okay. Days turned into weeks. The ache dulled but never left. You started going to the gym again, working longer hours, trying to silence her memory with movement. Yet somehow, every quiet moment still carried her name. And somewhere out there, she was living her new life. Laughing in photos, posting stories that made it look like she'd already healed. But time has a way of stripping away illusions. Slowly, the excitement fades, the attention dies down, and one night, she scrolls through her gallery and lands on you. The nights feel colder now. She notices the silence you used to fill, the calm you brought into chaos. She replays the way you looked at her. Not like everyone else, but like you actually saw her. That's when it hits her. You were the constant she took for granted, and no matter how far she runs, time won't protect her from that realization, because time doesn't heal everything. It reveals who truly mattered, and the longer she goes without you, the louder that truth becomes. Most men believe that when a woman leaves, the way to get her back is to prove something, to show her you've changed, to remind her what she's missing. But here's the truth. When you try to convince her, you lose power. Because love isn't logical. Attraction isn't built through words, it's built through energy. The more you explain, the less she feels. The more you chase, the more invisible you become. She didn't ghost you. You disappeared from yourself. That's the first false belief, thinking her distance defines your worth. It doesn't. It only exposes where you've been outsourcing your value. When you finally stop chasing her validation, you start seeing how much of your peace depended on her attention, and that realization, it's freedom disguised as pain. The second false belief is that time heals her faster than it heals you. It doesn't. Time just exposes who can sit in silence without needing distraction. A woman who acted like she moved on might seem strong, but strength isn't pretending you don't care. It's facing the emptiness without running from it. When you stop reaching out, she's forced to sit in that same silence, and that's when the truth begins to echo. Distance doesn't make her forget you. It makes her meet herself, and that's where the missing begins. The third false belief is that your absence doesn't matter. But when you rebuild yourself, not for her, but because you refuse to stay broken, your silence gains weight. Every time she checks her phone and doesn't see your name, she feels the contrast between who you were and who you're becoming. You don't win her back by proving you've changed. You win yourself back by becoming unrecognizable to the man who lost her. So let time do its work. Let silence speak louder than begging ever could. Because time doesn't break her out of revenge, it breaks her through realization. And the longer she goes without you, the more she starts to feel what you already learned. The one who walks away always returns to the place that had peace. The 1% headman doesn't react, he observes. When she pulls away to move on fast or make her jealous, he moves inward. He invests in stillness, in discipline, in mastery. He lets time break her illusions while it builds his strength, because he knows that a woman might forget words, but she never forgets energy, especially the kind that stands unshaken after loss. And when she finally feels that calm from a distance, that's when time starts doing its job. The 1% headman doesn't hope she'll return. He simply trusts that whatever's meant for him will be drawn to his new gravity. And that's the quiet power she'll never stop feeling, even in his absence. It happens quietly. No big moment, no dramatic ending, just a shift. You wake up one morning and realize you didn't check your phone, not once. The ache that used to sit heavy in your chest feels lighter, like it's finally learned how to breathe without her name attached to it. You stand in front of the mirror and for the first time, you don't see the man she left. You see the man who stayed, the one who survived nights of silence, who carried pain with dignity, who kept showing up even when it hurt. That's when it hits you. She didn't take your worth with her. You just forgot where you placed it. There's a calm in you now. Not indifference, wisdom. You stop wondering if she'll ever reach out, because suddenly you understand. If someone needs to lose you to see your value, then maybe your absence was the lesson. And if she ever does come back, she won't find the same man waiting. She'll find the man who learned how to stand alone. The silence that once broke you now feels sacred. The emptiness that once scared you now feels full. You finally understand what time was trying to teach you all along. That you were never waiting for her to change. You were waiting to remember yourself. And in that moment, you realize something powerful. You're not hoping she'll feel your absence anymore. You're grateful for it, because it's what brought you back to life. Time didn't just break her, it revealed you. The man who once begged for her attention became the man she can't forget, not because he played games, but because he learned silence speaks louder than words ever could. You stopped chasing, and in doing so, you became what she never expected. Peace she can't replace, strength she can't ignore. And when she finally feels the emptiness you once carried, she'll understand what you already learned. Sometimes the one who walks away loses far more than the one left behind, because time doesn't heal, it remembers value.